Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Minds of Mortgage podcast. This is Kelly Yale, and today I'm thrilled to have on a very special guest. I have Don Williams, who is the Vice President of Programs and Experience for the Mortgage Bankers Association. Don is one of the masterminds behind the MBA Annual, which as we all know, is one of the industry's most anticipated events of the year. MBA Annual is actually just a few days away. It's going to be kicking off on October 19th, and it goes through the 22nd, and it's going to be at the gorgeous Fontainebleau Hotel in Las Vegas. Don, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's really great to be here.
So if someone has not ever attended MBA before, we both know that this isn't just like another conference. It's pretty much like the gathering place for mortgage professionals every year. Can you give our listeners a little sense of the scale and the significance of this year's event?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. MBA does have, a lot of different conferences for every vertical within the industry, but this is the big one. So this is over 3,500 attendees. This is our trade show. So we have not only so many sessions going on, general sessions, breakout sessions, we have over 100 exhibitors. We have over 43 sponsors that sponsor this event. So with that comes lots of other opportunities for networking events and other meetings and individual activities that go on outside the session rooms. But again, we have almost 40 sessions total. There's just so much content. And it is the largest gathering for real estate finance. We have, like you said, 4 days of terrific content and activities going on. And there's really something for everybody. So there's, tracks that are focused on policy. There are tracks that are focused for marketing people like you, lots of the good things for people in the sales arena. And then there are also lots of focus on tech.
Yes, big focus on tech this year. I definitely saw that. Well, let's talk about some of the headliners, right? Obviously, Vegas, having any event in Vegas, right? It's going to attract big names. This year's no exception to that. So, talk us through who we're going to be hearing from during Sunday's Outlook sessions or Monday's general sessions. Like, who do you think that we should really be watching for?
So that's another thing that makes Annual really different and really special is we are able to bring in a lot of those big name guests. So we always start out on Sunday afternoon with MBA's Market Outlook. So that's on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And that's where you're going to hear from our research team. So Mike Fratantoni, Marina Walsh, Joel Kahn. You'll get their latest forecast for the rest of the year and for next year. And that'll include a lot of the industry data and benchmarking information that the industry really relies on. From that, we go into something very special that we only do at Annual, which is the swearing in of our officers for the next fiscal year. So that's always a very celebratory moment. Then we go, party it up in the expo hall that evening and have a good time. Then Monday morning, we get serious again. We go out and talk about the global economy. So we have an economic point counterpoint. Our special guests this year are Gary Cohn and Larry Summers. So of course, Gary Cohn is currently the vice chair of IBM, but previously he was the director of the National Economic Council. And Larry Summers was the former Treasury Secretary. He also served as one of the White House National Economic Policy Center directors. So this is like a lot of, really a mind swell of information on the financial markets, all taking place Monday morning. After that, we like to go into a lot of really industry-specific sessions. This year, the government shutdown has thrown a little variation into our schedule. So I'm going to encourage people to go to MBA Annual website and just to check to see what we're going to be doing on Monday. We do have some government officials scheduled to come right now, and we'll see if they're going to be able to make it based on the shutdown. Every day is different. Tuesday morning, we start out with Maria Shriver. She's the special guest with our Empower founder, Marcia Davies. And then after that, we're going to have a really great session on market innovation and transformation. So our former chair, the president of Rocket Companies, Bill Emerson, is going to meet with John Headland, who's the vice chair of ICE, also Brian Woodring from NewRez, and Terry Schmidt from Guild Mortgage. And they're going to sit down together and talk about a lot of the industry consolidation that's going on, a lot of the convergence of different platforms within the industry, and their vision of how technology and AI is really transforming the way we do our business. So that's all going to happen on Tuesday. The big news on Tuesday night is Concert MBA. And this year we have 2 acts. So we have Jim Gaffigan, the comedian, and we also have One Republic performing that night. But we're not done yet. We continue on Wednesday morning, and we have a whole morning of technology sessions that go through 12:30. And those are tech sessions for business people and tech sessions for the technology-focused individual, like a CTO or a CISO. So there's a little bit of something for everyone on Wednesday morning as well. So it's a lot going on, Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. I wanted to give you a little bit of a shout out, and I just wanted to say that when I look at the speakers, I'm really excited to see a lot of really powerful women who I so admire up on those panels. That's one of the things I can't wait to kind of see and celebrate. But you were talking about the general sessions, which sound incredible, right? But I know beyond the main stage, you've got a tremendous amount of stuff for just about everybody. Can you kind of talk us through some of the breakout sessions you're excited about?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm so glad you said that, because it is always fun to talk about the big, exciting things on the main stage, but there's a lot of really important conversations that go on in those breakout sessions.
Yeah.
And also in the Hub Expo Hall, we have a lot of content going on our Hub stage too. But the breakout tracks, we really break it down into 3 sections. And so the first one I'll focus on is the innovation and tech track. So this year, you're going to hear things, again, like I said, it's really focused for business people and for like the real technology focused person. So we'll talk about the tech stack, things you need to consider as you're building your tech stack. Data architecture, agentic AI. We have so much AI on the schedule this year, including how to keep the human in the loop and how to really use AI to connect with your borrowers, but always keeping that human component in there. And then also we'll do some sessions in the tech track on cybersecurity. So that's one group. And then for the other group, we have market opportunities and operations track. So this is really for anybody who's wanting to keep up to date with any new opportunities that there may be in the marketplace, more efficient ways to run your business. So of course, we're going to talk about appraisal, because there are changes with the uniform appraisal data set that people need to know about. We'll go into that. We'll talk about some of the non-agency lending space, which is getting a lot of attention. We'll also do a great session that's focused on just driving sales, things that people can think about just to drive sales for the next year. And then throughout this, somewhat tumultuous market and a lot of the change we have, how do you keep your people engaged? So we have a really great group of HR people and other people leaders coming together to talk about how to keep your sales staff and your entire staff really engaged and motivated moving forward. But then there's also the policy track. So MBA is well known within the industry for being a voice for policy. And so we're going to do a session that talks about the move from federal to state regulation and what that looks like, as well as a lot of focus on credit reporting and scores, another topic that's certainly in the media everywhere. We'll talk about recapture. So how does a lender keep that good business that they've had before? How do we keep them coming back? And then back to AI, a real focus on compliance and ethics in AI. How do you set up your policy to be able to take all of that into account? And then, on Wednesday, we continue with so much more tech content, automation, intelligent document processing, more on the self-service borrower experience. So that's it in a nutshell. Something for everyone.
Yes. Although, yes, that last one is obviously where you can see me. I'll be right in the front row. I'll be waving for that session. I love
That'll be a good one for you.
Anything about automation and technology and where we're moving the needle is my favorite part of any conference. But
I think we'll have to get you on the speaking program next year.
It's funny. I was actually thinking about that. I have a couple of friends who are speaking, and if you knew the project I was working on, you probably would definitely say that we're working on something really special right now. So, but I want to talk about Empower, right? So it's become one of the most anticipated sessions at MBA. I think it's happening on Tuesday morning. What can attendees expect from Empower this year, and why do you think it's resonated so strongly with our industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we'll start with the Tuesday session like you asked about, and then I'll jump back to Saturday actually. But Tuesday morning, we have Maria Shriver,
Hmm.
so journalist, well-known journalist. It's going to be a really fascinating conversation. Our Empower founder, Marcia Davies, will sit down and really talk to her about, what was it actually goes with our theme, iconic. What was it like for her to grow up in this
Yeah.
iconic family? And then, she's done a lot of things beyond that. So she has, a real interest in brain health. She's got some amazing organizations that she works with and that she's put together. And so it's going to be a fascinating conversation that really covers the gamut. But, Empower, it really is such a huge movement. And all day on Saturday, the day before annual, we have an entire day focused on the summit. And this is the 10th year of Empower. So we have a lot to celebrate. And we're also celebrating the retirement of the founder and our COO, Marcia Davies. So it's going to be a bittersweet celebration. But that lineup on Saturday is really fabulous. So many terrific industry women speaking, a lot of really helpful coaches and authors, and women sharing lots of different perspectives of interest to those inside and outside the industry, capping off with Sharon Stone at the end of the day. But 10 years of really 10 years of great work. It's going to continue on. We're thrilled that Marcia will be with us on Saturday for that program and on Sunday as well. But there's over 10,000 people in that community.
That's amazing, and I can't tell you how important it is. It's just such a I can't wait to be part of that part. I have to be honest with you. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. This has been fantastic, and I don't want to say that people in our industry sometimes wait to the last minute, but I've had more conversations about MBA in the last week than the last several weeks. It seems like there are a lot of people who are like, "Oh, is MBA next week?" Like, are you going? Are you going? So if our listeners want to go and register for the event, where should they go?
So the best place to go is mba.org/annual, and they'll find the full schedule on there, get a look at what all the speakers are. Once you register, you can see the attendee list as well, so you can then start connecting with everybody else who's going to be there. You can see a full list of all the exhibitors, all of the parties and networking opportunities that we're hosting. And then, of course, once you add yourself to the event, then you start hearing about everything else that's going on, even outside of our walls. But yeah, come on to Las Vegas with us. There's lots of fun to be had.
I love it. Don, thank you so much for joining us on the Minds of Mortgage podcast and giving us the inside scoop as to what is going on in Vegas. It's going to be an unforgettable MBA event. For anyone who wants to join us, go to the website. I'll link it down below in the comments. Reach out to Don on LinkedIn and tell her that you want to be her new best friend. Don, I just appreciate everything that you do, and just getting the opportunity to meet you and to meet another strong woman in our industry. And can't wait to meet you in person next Monday.
I look forward to it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.